This morning, as I was walking past a small drink stall at the entrance of an alley, I happened to overhear a few elderly men chatting animatedly about houses and home arrangements. One of them sighed and said, "If that ceramic vase in your house is placed like that, then the money will come in through the front door, but all the good fortune will just flow straight out the back door." That comment made me pause for a moment. In fact, many of us simply see ceramic vases as decorative items, something to make a home look nicer or more elegant. But we often forget that in Feng Shui, a ceramic vase is considered an object that gathers and holds energy. It is almost like a small storage vault inside your home. If it is placed in the right position, it collects wealth and prosperity. But if it is placed incorrectly, it can actually cause your good fortune to scatter. That is why today I want to share something with you. Where should a ceramic vase in your home be properly positioned to attract good luck? How should it be placed so that money and prosperity stay with you longer? And which locations are considered major taboos that can cause wealth and fortune to slip away, places you absolutely should avoid? If your home already has a ceramic vase but you are still unsure whether you have placed it in the right wealth-gathering position, leave a comment right below. Tell me where you are currently placing the vase and which area of the house it is in. I will take the time to read every comment and choose the most common situations to explain in detail for you in the upcoming videos. And now, let us begin with the main topic. Why is a ceramic vase connected to wealth and prosperity? Before talking about where a ceramic vase should be placed, we need to understand one thing. Why an item that looks like simple decoration is considered a fortune-keeping object in Feng Shui. The reason lies in two ideas: holding and preserving. In practical Feng Shui, objects that have a hollow space inside, such as jars, vases, urns, or boxes, are often used with the purpose of storing, gathering, and keeping energy. It may sound a little spiritual at first, but the principle is actually quite easy to understand. The energy inside a home is a lot like the flow of money in everyday life. If it does not have a place to stay, it will simply slip away. When you place an object designed to hold things in the right way, your home gains an anchor point that creates the feeling of having storage, having a reserve, having a place where resources can accumulate. Interestingly, financial stability in real life often begins the same way. People who are good at keeping money rarely start with the goal of earning as much as possible. They begin with making sure money does not leak away unnecessarily. They reduce careless spending, build an emergency fund, and create clear financial rules. In this sense, the ceramic vase becomes a visual reminder. If you want money to grow, you must first have a place where it can gather. Another reason ceramic vases are favored is the material itself. Ceramic is made from earth and fired in heat until it becomes strong and durable. In modern interpretations of the five elements theory, ceramic is often associated with the earth element. Earth represents foundation, stability, and the ability to accumulate resources over a long period of time. Because of that, the position where a ceramic vase is placed becomes an important factor that can help reduce financial leakage and make it easier for you to maintain discipline in spending. Below are some of the best places to position a ceramic vase. Position number 1, the wealth area. People usually identify this corner in two common ways. The first method is based on the direction of the house, where the southeast area is associated with wealth and prosperity. The second method is based on layout. If you stand at the front door and look into the house, the far left corner is often considered the wealth corner. You can use either method as long as you choose one and apply it consistently. Why is this corner considered the most valuable spot? In Feng Shui, it represents the area that nourishes financial growth. In simpler terms, it is like fertile soil where the flow of money can be planted and cultivated. If this area is messy, dark, or ignored, many people feel as if money is harder to keep and opportunities appear only to slip away. On the other hand, when the wealth corner is cared for and kept organized, it creates a very clear psychological effect. The home feels like it has a place where wealth gathers and where money belongs. That is when the ceramic vase shows its real strength. When placed in the wealth corner, the vase acts like a small storage vault inside the home, creating the sense that there is a place to collect and keep prosperity. With this stable gathering point, the flow of financial energy is less likely to scatter. Many people who place it correctly often notice a very practical change. It becomes easier to save money, unnecessary spending decreases, and financial plans begin to fall into a more stable routine. If you want to identify this corner clearly, the process is simple. Open the compass on your phone and take a quick look at the layout of your home to locate the southeast area. Or stand at the front door facing inside and identify the far left corner. Finding the correct zone is enough. After that, the most important thing is to keep that area clean, organized, and moderately well lit. If the wealth corner is neglected, then no matter what object you place there, it will be difficult for it to work effectively. Position number 2 is the living room. This is the central hub of the entire home. People come and go here. Conversations happen here. Guests are welcomed here, and even many work discussions take place in this space. In Feng Shui, any place where energy moves frequently can feel prosperous if arranged properly. If arranged poorly, the energy may move too quickly and create a sense of dispersion. For a ceramic vase in the living room, you only need to remember one simple principle. Place it to receive energy, not to release it. Ideally, the vase should sit on a sturdy shelf or cabinet in a neat decorative spot slightly off to the side from the direction of the main entrance. When someone walks in from outside, they might see the vase along the side or in a decorative corner, but it should not sit directly in line with the front door. That straight line is usually a path where energy flows strongly, which can create a situation where things enter quickly and leave just as quickly. In addition, for the vase to work in a stable way, avoid placing it where strong wind hits it directly. That includes a fan blowing straight toward it, a wide open window creating strong cross ventilation through the room, or a position between two opposing air currents. These locations cause energy to rush and push. While they may feel airy and open, they make it difficult to retain energy. Choosing a calm corner with little wind disturbance and a solid backing makes the living room a very suitable place for a ceramic vase. Position number 3 is placing the vase inside a closed cabinet. In traditional belief, people often repeat the phrase, "Wealth should not be displayed openly." In simple terms, money and assets tend to last longer when they are kept discreetly rather than exposed. Because of that idea, many families choose to place prosperity-attracting ceramic vases inside closed cabinets in a bedroom or a home office. This arrangement emphasizes the meaning of preserving wealth. The vase inside a cabinet acts like a private storage compartment for financial energy. It stays enclosed, quiet, and less affected by the movement of people or the daily disturbances of household life. Business owners often choose a home office because it is connected to financial decisions, paperwork, and planning. Families who want stable finances often prefer the bedroom because it represents privacy, foundation, and a sense of security. When placing the vase inside a cabinet, the most important thing is that the cabinet must be clean, dry, and organized. Avoid stuffing it together with broken items, cluttered belongings, things with damp or moldy smells, or scraps of old papers and trash. Those things create a feeling of disorder and loss, which does not match the idea of preserving wealth. In short, placing the vase inside a closed cabinet follows the traditional principle of keeping fortune discreet, protected, stable, and less likely to slip away. So now you understand the positions where a vase should be placed to gather and hold prosperity, but placing it in the right spot is still not enough. If you choose the wrong vase, for example, one with a loose shape, a mouth that is too open, or a body that feels too thin, its effect can be greatly reduced. So let us move to the next important part: how to choose a prosperity-attracting vase according to Feng Shui. First is the shape. When choosing a vase meant to attract prosperity, do not focus only on whether it looks beautiful. Pay attention to its shape, because the shape is essentially the language of Feng Shui. A vase that is suitable for attracting wealth usually has a slightly wide mouth. A gently open mouth creates the feeling of receiving opportunities and financial flow. However, it should not be too wide, because that can make energy disperse. A balanced, slightly open design is ideal. The neck of the vase should be narrow. A narrow neck gives the sense that once something enters, it is harder for it to slip out. Many people overlook this detail, but it is actually what gives the vase its ability to hold. The body of the vase should be full and rounded. This symbolizes the ability to contain and accumulate resources over time. A fuller body visually represents the idea of storing and building wealth. Finally, the base of the vase should feel solid and stable. A firm base allows the vase to stand securely, and it also symbolizes a stable financial foundation. Avoid vases with thin, uneven, or fragile bases because they create a sense of instability. Second is the material and color. For the material, ceramic or pottery is usually the best choice. These materials are associated with the earth element, which represents stability and long-term accumulation. Ceramic has a grounded feel. When you hold it, it feels solid, and when you place it down, it stands firmly. For wealth symbolism, that sense of stability matters far more than shine or decoration. As for color, if you want something safe that fits many home styles, choose earthy tones such as clay, yellow, brown, or beige. These colors create a warm, steady feeling, like money resting on a reliable foundation instead of constantly rising and falling. Try to avoid colors that are overly bright or very cold, because they can create a sense of movement rather than calm stability. After choosing the right vase, there is one more step to help it work as intended: activating the vase. This simply means preparing what goes inside it and placing it with the right mindset so the sense of gathering and holding becomes stronger. The first thing to remember is not to leave the vase empty. Since the vase represents holding and storing, an empty interior weakens that message. Instead, place a few symbolic items inside so the vase truly represents accumulation. The simplest option is a red envelope. Place a small amount of real money inside as a symbolic starting point for prosperity. It does not need to be a large amount. What matters is that the money is clean, new, and placed there with a clear intention. Another option is gemstones or crystals, which symbolize clarity, elegance, and positive energy. Just a few small, clean pieces are enough. A very traditional choice is grains, or 5 types of seeds. Seeds represent abundance and growth. You can place dry grains in a small bag and put them inside the vase to prevent moisture and insects. Some people also place a small amount of soil from the home of someone who is financially successful, with their permission. In folk belief, this symbolizes sharing a bit of their good fortune. After activating the vase, there are still a few common mistakes you should avoid. First, always keep the vase clean. A vase that symbolizes prosperity should not be covered in dust. In Feng Shui, when an object representing wealth is neglected, its positive energy gradually weakens. Simply wipe it regularly and keep it looking bright. Second, avoid placing the vase directly facing the front door. The front door is where energy flows strongly. If the mouth of the vase points straight toward it, energy enters and leaves too quickly, making prosperity difficult to retain. A simple rule is to place the vase slightly off to the side rather than directly on that path. Finally, do not place the vase in a bathroom or restroom. These spaces are associated with drainage and moisture, which can weaken the stable energy around the vase. If space is limited, placing the vase inside a closed cabinet in a bedroom or home office is still a better option. In short, a ceramic vase works best when you follow 3 simple rules. Place it in the right spot, choose the right shape, and keep it clean. When your home has a clear place where prosperity can gather and stay, finances tend to feel more organized, spending becomes easier to control, and opportunities are more likely to remain. If your home already has a ceramic vase, leave a comment and tell me where you place it and which area of the house it is in. I will read the comments and choose the most common situations to answer in the next videos.